I almost didn't show up again this week. Let me tell you why. So, I started off last week strong, very motivated. Like, okay, I know what I'm going to talk about in my next video. I know that there's probably going to be some challenges up ahead, like in my mind, where I want to stop again, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to push through. Um, yeah, I just had things planned out and I knew I was going to do it, right? Wrong. So, as the week went along, I, like I said, knew the challenges were going to come up. I can't even tell you what switched up. It was more so just like I started to get down in my head again, feeling like unmotivated and stuff like that. And I started to want to avoid the things that I know I needed to do. And so I had to like kind of ask myself some real questions like, okay, this is a pattern. Why is it a pattern? I don't know. So let's figure that out. First, when do I avoid things? So I had to look back, and I avoid things when I feel like I'm on the right track and I get comfortable. And it's just like, I could do this later. Or I avoid things when I feel like they're too much, when I have to put too much thought about around it, and I have to kind of figure out a plan I'm not sure of. If I complete something and I don't have another task behind it, and I'm like, okay, where do I go now? I have no sense of direction. Then I kind of try to avoid the thing that, well, maybe even trying to figure it out sometimes. Or I feel like I have more time to figure it out later. So, yeah. Sometimes I like to just be told what to do. And that's not always how life works. I am actually a planner, so I don't know what that's about. I also had to ask myself, what thoughts come up when I am not feeling like showing up. And I just thought like, okay, I don't feel like it today. Why? It's more so, I feel like I don't have anything to say. I'm not motivated, which I really cannot rely on motivation. I really can't, because motivation comes and goes like that. And apparently I've been relying on motivation. Yeah, so um, I already said I don't feel like I have something to say. Um, I feel like, I could just wait till later or next week. I did a good job. Um, I posted it last week. I showed up last week, so we could take a break. Um, and no, that's not what I need to do. Like, that is the old habits trying to come back and stay safe, quote unquote, because that's the way that I've been living for a while. But in actuality, um, it's hurting me. It's keeping me stuck. My brain is just like, oh, we want to stay safe and not change, but really, it's like the change is what you need. Um, yes, change can be scary, but it's necessary. So yeah, I kind of just have to kind of tell my brain and my body that like it's okay. It's okay to do this. It's okay to change. It's okay to grow. Because my brain is just like, my body is going into protection mode. It's saying like, no, don't do that. This is the way it's always been. We're used to this. We're comfortable now. Don't switch things up. But also my spirit is like, you need to switch things up. There's so much more for you. I also had to ask myself, like, if I started to show up consistently, what am I afraid might happen? Like, I had to be honest with myself with that one. And honestly, I'm afraid that I show up, but I can't keep it up. That I'll burn out along the way. You hear so many people, influencers and stuff like that, saying that they burnt out on YouTube or any social media. And I don't want to be like that. I feel like it's more embarrassing to start and show up publicly and then not finish, and then comes the shame and the guilt and yeah, all of that. I don't want that. So I just can't let it hold me back anymore. If I allow it to hold me back, then I will always be where I am, and that's what I'm trying to break out of. So I gotta do the opposite. So what am I trying next? I am going to keep showing up even when I don't feel like it. So pat on the back for me for doing this video, because I didn't want to again this week. But what else am I gonna try? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. I've already tried some things. Like this week, I've tried to show up in other areas of my life, like taking care of like my health. So I started working out. I think I worked out 4 days. 2 of those days was actually in the gym. 2 was at home. But that's new for me. I want to work out 4 days a week. I did it. Check. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. So yeah, maybe stop ignoring my wins that I did have. So we'll try that and celebrate myself a little bit more. And continue to make my tasks smaller. If it seems like I'm too overwhelmed, shrink it down till it's embarrassingly easy. And we'll see how that works. So, yeah. If you're struggling to be consistent, follow along with me. We'll figure this thing out together.